What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Tuesday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock. Very good, Drew. Let's see. Drew's here. We're here. Glad you're here.
Move fast.
What? Moo?
Move fast.
Move fast. You want move fast. Okay, let's get some move fast rolling. That's going to make you happy this morning. We're all about it, Drew. All about move fast and whatever's going to make Drew smile this AM. Since Drew was up at 4:15. You know what? I still have my breathe right strip on. I'm going to take that off. That was not a filter. That was a breathe right strip that I used last night because I've been congested. Helps clear the nasal passages while you sleep. Let's see. I'm so out of sorts right now still. I did have a cup of coffee already, and I'm just now pulling up my screen here. So, brought to you by Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. As always, hit me up with questions, comments, all that good stuff. Let's see. What else? Oh gosh, that's all. So normally I put the camera, the phone, on a tripod. And I left the tripod at my desk at work. So that's why we're like slanted right now. I've got it stacked. Look, I'll show you what you're stacked on right now. It's like 2 boxes and a candle. 2 boxes and you're leaning against the candle. So let me see if I can just straighten out this shot a little bit. Oh, it's dipping because the box is dipping, that's why. There's a dip in this box. We may just have to deal with that today, y'all. We may just, I just may have to deal with having a crooked shot. That hurts my heart. I don't like it. Hang on, I'm gonna try something else. Boy, y'all are patient if y'all are still watching this. Woo! Your boy is out of sorts today. Oh, that's even worse. Let's see. Now you're looking at a candle. My guess is you all probably don't care that the shot's a bit crooked, but I do. I'm gonna try one more thing. One more thing. Last thing I'm gonna try, and then I'm done with this, I promise. Last thing, and then I'm just gonna roll with it. Appreciate your patience. I'll try that. Nope, same issue. Yep, same issue. Oh well. All right, guys, we're just gonna have a crooked shot today. My apologies for that, and for all of you who are now seasick. All right, my apologies for the crooked shot. It's probably gonna bother me more than it will you, but it's what it is. So, let's see. LSU, no Cole Henry this weekend. LSU baseball against Louisiana Tech today. Tech, by the way, is throwing a senior lefty with an ERA of like 3. So that's magical. So we get to watch this offense very likely struggle again with a soft-throwing veteran lefty who's just kind of crafty and knows how to get guys out. His name is Logan Robbins. He's 3-3 on the season with a 5.3 ERA, 45 strikeouts, and 54 innings pitched, which means he will no-hit LSU through 6 2/3. It's crazy, man. Anyway, all right, let's say some good mornings. Hey, Dawn, good morning. Thomas Dale Chapman, good morning. Brian Wynn, good morning. Tony Crochet, Stephen Miller, what's up? Hey, Dad, good morning. Sam Dixon, Dale Broussard. Move fast? You want move fast?
Elmo.
You want Elmo or do you want move fast?
Elmo Twinkle.
Elmo Twinkle. Okay, let's find you some Elmo Twinkle. This has been already a rip, roaring start to the morning. Appreciate everybody for your patience. There is Elmo Twinkle right there, buddy. Okay. That's the episode where Elmo's learning to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star on the piano and he can't figure it out. And then Abby comes and uses some magic so he could play it, but then the magic wears off so he can't play it anymore. He has to be patient and learn how to play Twinkle Twinkle. And then the little star falls from the sky and he has to play it so the star can go back up in the sky and twinkle. Sam Dixon, Dale Broussard, Trivia Carter, Shelby Kelly. Shelby really enjoyed Sean Salisbury interview yesterday. Thanks, man. Yesterday was a great show, man. We had Cole Tracy. Scott Woodward joined us yesterday. Sean Salisbury, we talk baseball with Cartwright as we do on Mondays. Sean Salisbury is great. I mean, you can understand why. I mean, the guy worked at ESPN. He's an NFL analyst at ESPN. You don't get that gig if you stink. He's great in the analyst role. He's really good on camera and on mic. So, I've gotten to know Sean a little bit, and I really do enjoy talking to him. He's a pretty genuine guy who is, I think he's candid about the mistakes he's made in his life and just owns them and doesn't really care what you think about it. I like Sean a lot. I like him an awful lot. He was very complimentary of Joe Burrow and Joe Brady yesterday as well. You should go listen to the interview if you missed it. Let's see, Matthew Rogelio. Good morning, Matt and Drew. Great show yesterday. Sean, Alden, Cole, all great segments. Got to do something about that Musso guy. Hi. Are you watching Elmo? Can you say hi to everybody? Can you say hi, Dad show?
Pizza.
Pizza? You want pizza? You don't eat pizza. What are you talking about, crazy?
Pizza.
Pizza? Well, you've never even eaten pizza.
Pizza, Mommy phone.
You want pizza on Mommy's phone? Crazy. Crazy little boy. Yeah, Matthew, you forgot, you said Sean, Alden, Cole, you forgot Scott Woodward, who was really good. Scott Woodward, again, had to ask him about Will Wade, especially after, and someone messaged me, he's like, hey, man, why don't you just drop the whole thing about Will Wade? I'm like, well, since the last time the athletic director spoke publicly, the head coach's name was again brought up in federal trial, this time involving Naz Reid, so you have to ask if anything's changed. So I did. Anyway, and I thought his answer was perfect. He said, he reiterated his statement, which is good. It's consistent. Says, I hope he's our coach for a long time. Said, but sometimes things change. So he left. He didn't paint himself into a corner. It was a perfect answer. So, anyway. And asked him about naming rights. He oversaw the naming rights to Husky Stadium when he was in Seattle at UW. They did a deal for $41 million with Alaska Airlines, and I asked him if he'd have any interest in selling naming rights for any of LSU's venues. And he said, in a way, he said, no, it's not really on the table. I hadn't even considered it, but sort of like you never say never type thing. So you never know. And he cracked. He's like, you want to stroke me $100 million check? We'll name the stadium after you. Okay. Guess everybody's got their price. Excuse me. Brian Wynn, Matt, I know midweek games don't matter, but it would be nice to win tonight to flush away Sunday's bad taste. I agree with that. It would be nice to go up to Arkansas, maybe a little bit of feel good. I hope they swing the bats well tonight, against that lefty, which they've struggled with. The good news is they're not going to see a lefty at Arkansas. They're going to see righties. And Arkansas hasn't been a dominant team on the mound this year. Like, we know Isaiah Campbell's a really good pitcher. Arkansas hasn't been a dominant team on the mound, but they're the best offensive team in the conference. They pitch it well enough, and they have a horse at the front of their rotation. They've been good. Arkansas's really good, man. They're a really, really good team. They got a great home field advantage. LSU's had a ton of success over against Arkansas over the years. I think LSU's won 13 of the last 14 series against Arkansas. It's crazy how the LSU's dominated that series, but I think maybe like 6 or 7 in a row. It's crazy, but this is a really good Arkansas team, and LSU without Cole Henry is in a bind. I said this yesterday on AFR, and I know it's not popular, but with Cole Henry out, Zach Hess has to go back to the rotation. He has to. Zach Hess has got to pitch for you on Friday night. If all you're doing is waiting to use Zach Hess in a save situation, you're wasting Zach Hess. If you had 3 better options in your rotation, cool. You don't have 3 better options in your rotation. Are Eric Walker, Mikhail Hilliard, and Landon Marceau all better options as starting pitchers than Zach Hess? The answer is no. Your rotation this week needs to be Zach Hess, Mikhail Hilliard, Eric Walker. That needs to be your rotation. Pizza on Mommy's phone? What? You want pizza on mommy's phone? Hey, what, is that a monster on your jammies? You got a monster?
Here's a mommy's phone.
Okay, well, you can see pizza on mommy's phone after your nap when mommy comes home. Alec Campbell, what's up? Let's see, who else we got? Ronnie Dugas, what's up? Patty Up Cotrere, Danny Brabham, good morning. David Bailey, does Henry soreness look like Tommy John issues? The weird thing about that, David, is like whenever you hear elbow soreness, stuff like that, that's the concern. The problem is like they've done MRIs and they've like structurally nothing is wrong with him. There's no weakening of the ligaments. There's nothing to suggest that issue's there, and that's the perplexing thing, man. But they're not going to push him. So as long as he feels discomfort, they're not going to play him. Tootie Revere, good morning. Tyler Hales, have you tried turning it off and back on again? I don't know what that's about, sorry. Brock should go on ahead and get that show on the tripod. That's not on Brock, that's just on me. But I had the tripod yesterday in the car, right? Because I was holding, we did the show yesterday in the car, so I was driving, so I had the tripod set up. And then I brought the tripod into work, because sometimes if I do videos at work, I'll set it up on the tripod if I have it there, and I just left it on my desk at work. So anyway, Ben Clark, good morning. Shelby, who plays shortstop next year for LSU? Boy, that's a good question. Might not be on campus yet. Hal Hughes and Brant Broussard would be obvious answers. I don't think Gavin Dugas is a shortstop. I also don't think Drew Bianco is a college shortstop, although they might give all those guys a shot. But if you remember a few years back, they did something similar. And they gave a bunch of veteran guys a shot, and they had brought in Dawson, Trey Dawson. Remember him? Trey Dawson from Hurricane, West Virginia. Spelled hurricane, but pronounced hurricane. Trey Dawson, freshman from Hurricane, West Virginia. He was the guy that was supposed to replace Bregman at shortstop in 16. And Dawson started the opener. He had like 3 errors in the first series. He never saw the field again. He transferred. And Kramer won the job. Kramer ultimately and he became an all-SEC shortstop as a senior. So I wouldn't be surprised, never count out a guy that could just work his behind off and keep getting better and win that job as a veteran. I know, Hal Hughes defensively is the answer. So if you don't have another option, you put your best defensive guy there, and that's Hughes. But what if Hughes starts hitting? What if Brant Broussard starts hitting? What if Drew Bianco commits himself to being an awesome defender in this offseason? I think he's more of a third baseman or a second. He's more Blair Barbier to me than he is Kramer or one of those guys. And I think that fits in perfect. But then again, you might recruit a guy who comes onto campus and is perfect in that role. I forgot to hit the share button. All right, hopefully y'all hit the share as well. That's very helpful. It's how we grow the page. And also, please, please, please like the Brock page. And if you're hurt, if you need an orthopedist, you need our friends at the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Okay, Jason Johnston, good morning. Stephen Miller, sarcastic question. But Paul can't find a left-handed pitcher in the Baton Rouge area to come throw BP sessions for the team as a volunteer position. What? Christy's house. Did you see Christy last night? Christy's house.
Hi.
Hi.
Well, hi.
Well, hi. Well, hi. Well, hi. You know what, Steven? You know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to get somebody on the show. You know what? I got a better idea. So today, Riot Podcast with Terrio at noon. Y'all tune in. I'm going to talk with Terrio today about the effect of not having a left-handed pitcher on the staff to throw BP. I'm going to go look up LSU's numbers against lefties this year. Because that's been a conversation. So I want to talk about that logistically or realistically. When you're going through BP, if they were going to face a lefty, would they take BP against a lefty, right? So, because I don't know. I never played college or pro ball. So I'll ask Terrio that question today on the Riot Podcast. And Steven, you'll probably be watching. So if you are, remind me, and I will make sure we talk about that. Because I know your question is you're saying it's sarcastic, but I seriously want an answer to that. So we'll do that on the Riot podcast, and I'll be sure to put that on AFR today as well. All right, let's see. Jason Truax, Will Weathers, what's up? Craig Schilling, this is terrible, terrible radio. I'm turning it off. My best huddle post. Oh, God. You know what, seriously? So I have taken to not even having the... I've taken to not even having the huddle open until the very last segment of the show when we do Ask Us and I need to ask questions. So I can only imagine the melt when I just ignore everything. I got no time for that. Joe Ed Kettner. And I can't, for those that don't know, the Huddle is an app. Like we have our radio station app and there's a chat forum in there and call it the Huddle. And most of the people that posted there are just overtly negative and they hate me and they hate everything. Internet culture. But so it's not productive at all, or it hasn't been productive for me anyway. So I largely just ignore it. That's what he's joking about. Joe Ed Kettner, good morning. Irfan Saad, good morning. Cassidy Russo, what's up? Irfan, is Cole Henry officially out for this weekend? Yes, he is. Paul Mainieri told reporters that yesterday. So no Cole Henry this weekend, which means you got to put Zach. I know everybody wants to see Zach Hess in the bullpen. Everybody wants to see a wild thing, and he throws 95, and it's fun, and he stomps around the mound. That's awesome. But if you do that, you are not, this is my point all along, you are not maximizing Zach Hess. This past weekend, you did not have a starting pitcher go beyond 4 innings. You cannot win a series at Arkansas this weekend against that offense if you're just piecing together games with your bullpen. You have got to have starters that can extend deep into a ball game for you. Anyway. Chris Merrill, good morning. Tyler Hales, let's not forget Sean Salisbury's acting as well. Yeah, he was in a Bench Warmers, wasn't he? Good dude. Brian Ashcraft, good morning. Let's see. Amy Crane, good morning. Craig Schilling, Scone Field at Tiger Stadium. No. If I am paying $100 million for naming rights, I am not going with Scone Field at Tiger Stadium. No way. It is Matt Moscona's Tiger Stadium. I own it. If I'm given $100 million for naming rights, we're not going to go to just Moscona Stadium. We'll keep Tiger Stadium. But it will be Matt Moscona's Tiger Stadium. That's what it will be. I'm not naming the field. I don't want the field. I want the stadium. Sarah and Catherine. But I'll tell you what would be sad to me if this ever did happen. It would be very sad to me if they ever sold the naming rights to the venues that are named after people, like Alec Box Stadium, especially since Alec Box was a World War II veteran who died and it was killed in action. If they ever sold the naming rights, and they took someone's name off of a stadium for the name, like that would annoy. Like, and that's happened, in professional sports. Like, you've had stadiums named after people that they've sold the naming rights to, and now it's whatever, it's fill in the blank sponsor stadium. That's terrible. Like, anyway. Matthew, sorry I missed Scott. I am ashamed. Well, go back and listen to it if you missed it. He was great yesterday. Courtney Donato, Ray Connolly, good morning, Ray. Sam Dixon, love Salisbury's insight. This back a ways. He was supposed to play against LSU in their 84 game at the Coliseum, but missed the game due to injury. LSU won 23-3. There you go. He did mention that. He mentioned he tore up his knee a couple times. I didn't know that about Sean. Like, I remember Sean Salisbury, the pro quarterback with the Vikings and with the Chargers. I have no recollection of him playing with the CFL or anything like that, but I do remember Sean playing in the NFL, and obviously his time with ESPN and all that stuff. And he's a really good guy, man. I appreciate when he gives us time. Chuck Sanchez, what's up, Chuck? Up, Chuck. Drake Sanctions, Matt, what's going on with these arms in baseball today? Is it a mindset issue? How many clean MRIs can the guy have before the coaches run him out there? So that's a really good question. And you get a variety of answers. And this year has been it's been, I think, sort of informative for a lot of fans of the game to see what's happening here. So, and this isn't, I'm not going to give you like a just straight opinion on the matter, because I've had this conversation with tons of people. I've had it with Patrick Coogan. I've had it with Chad Durbin. I've had it with Kurt Ainsworth. Had it with Cartwright. Had it with Anthony Renato. So I've asked all these guys that were pitchers. Great college pitchers, great pro pitchers, average college pitchers. Sarah, Catherine, guys that coach youth ball today. Like, so a lot of different perspectives. And generally, the general consensus is that young pitchers are overworked playing year-round. Like, when you commit to baseball now, it's a 12-month sport, and you're a pitcher. These young kids are overworked in travel ball and tournaments and in their leagues. and then they play high school and their travel team. And so they're overworked, and when they get into a college throwing program, their arm is too fatigued and it's not ready for the rigors of a college throwing program. And that's when you start to see the soreness pop up. And whenever you talk about, like, you can go look at an MRI and see that it's fine, but they got arm soreness, and you can, and I agree with that. And there's old school guys that will tell you, man, I've had former LSU pitchers tell me they went out and threw on days when, like, they couldn't feel their fingers. Like, their arm was tingling, they had numbness in their fingertips, and they still pitched. It just, that was the mindset. Drew? Drew? Hey, bud, what happened? Come see Daddy. Oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you, my boy. Did the ground jump up and bite you? Oh, or did Mimi push you down? Mimi pushed you on the ground? That, I cannot believe Mimi pushed you on the ground. Why would she do that? Why in the world? Okay. Mimi's going to take you to a Billy's in a little while, and you get to see Sarah and Catherine. You can see Catherine today? You see Catherine? Hey, do you want Twinkle Fast? Elmo. Okay, let's go see Elmo. Elmo. You want Elmo Fast? Elmo. Here we go. Elmo. You want Elmo Fast? Here you go. Elmo Fast. Boom. Elmo Fast. So anyway, so then guys are sore, and so coaches aren't gonna pitch them if they're sore. In large part because what you're starting to see now in college baseball is you're getting, this is Dad's show. You're starting to see these elite arms actually show up on campus, because what's happened is, as the college game's gotten better, guys have figured out the quickest way to Major League Baseball is through college baseball. You're starting to see more and more guys spend three years in college. Hi. What? They'll spend their 3 years in college. They'll play in full stadiums and play meaningful games, and play for their state school or whatever, and actually be treated like gold, as opposed to signing, going to ride a bus in minor league baseball, playing in front of friends and family, at minor league ballparks. So a lot of guys are choosing the college experience, man Brumman, and then maybe a season or two in the minors, as opposed to riding buses for 3 or 4 years. Man Brumman. You did see Man Brumman yesterday. But anyway, so because, I know this is a long answer, Drake. What? You can watch Man Brumman on Daddy's phone when you eat your dinner. Okay?
My daddy phone.
Man brumming on daddy's phone. Yep.
Me boy daddy.
Why is your hand down my shirt?
Me boy daddy.
You can see Big Block on daddy's phone when you eat your dinner. Okay. So, I know this is a very circuitous route of answering your question, Drake, but because a lot of elite arms are now showing up on college campuses, clap hands for Elmo. Okay. Coaches have to be more cautious with how they handle those guys. That's not to say that they weren't in the past, but if you realize you have a chance to get a bonus baby on campus, a guy who's going to turn out $1 million to come pitch for you, if you have developed a reputation of abusing those arms, your teams will negative recruit you for that. You'll never get those blue chip guys again. So it's a tough balancing act, man. Like the days of Ben McDonald in Omaha starting and then the next game coming out of the bullpen, it's not gonna. Kyle Peters. It's not. Kyle Peterson did that at Stanford. He started a game against LSU when they played an elimination. Stanford had to come back and beat LSU twice in '97. The next game out, Peterson didn't even wear his spikes to the yard that day. He was in tennis shoes. I remember him running down to the bullpen to put his spikes on in the bullpen to warm up to come in relief against LSU, and it got shelled again. But it's just those days are gone, man. It's just even Lewis Coleman 10 years ago, relieving on Sunday and relieving on Friday and starting on Sunday. Sarah and you will see Sarah and Catherine today. Yay! What? Go to Macy's and ride the elevator. Did Mimi do that with you yesterday? Did Mimi take you to Macy's and ride the elevator? Yeah. Did Mimi push you down? I'm so sorry that Mimi did that. That Mimi pushed you down. Okay, well there's Mimi right there. Tell her, say Mimi, don't push me down. Okay. So that was a very long way of answering your question, Drake, but I hope that gave some perspective to it. Stephen Miller, if Hess is pitching Friday night, shouldn't the announcement be today so he can get mentally prepared? Look, if they were going to do that, even if they don't make a public announcement, I don't even care, as long as he knows. But I do agree with you. Michael Cooper, morning. If LSU loses the Arkansas series, can they still host a regional? Here's, in my opinion, this is the path to hosting a regional. You cannot get swept at Arkansas. You got to get one. That's, for me, candidly, that's my ambition this weekend. Get one. Avoid the sweep. You're going on the road against a team that's better than you. You don't have your ace. Get one. Get one game at Arkansas. Come home against Auburn. Hopefully Henry's back. You can sweep Auburn. If you do that, you're at 18. 18 should get you a regional host. And if you sweep Auburn, it's hard to say definitively. If that gets you the bye in that should get you the bye in the SEC tournament. You wouldn't have, well, certainly you wouldn't have to play the first day. But you should get the bye and play Thursday. If you play into the weekend at the SEC tournament, win a couple of games, that should lock it up. So win one against Arkansas, sweep Auburn, win a couple of games in Hoover, that should be a regional host site. If you're talking about national seed, you need to sweep Arkansas, sweep Auburn, and probably win the SEC tournament. You have to go on an insane hot streak. So anyway, Luke Blaylock, Derek Langlois, Alden Cartwright, speak of the devil. Preston Guy, good morning. AJ Holland, Cartwright drop. All the huddle can kick rocks. Just the Anons, though. There you go. Billy Sanders, I don't know, man. Well, yeah, okay, I'll go for that. Craig, don't hate the 1%. Do I hear the Drew moving crew? No, he's not moving chairs. He's not moving chairs yet. Hal, Jubin, Scott, Zachary, what's up, Tyler Harris? If the naming rights to Tiger Stadium ever became available, Gordon McKernan would pay just to cover it in billboards. Oh, man. Jeremy Fontana. I don't even think Gordon McKernan could afford naming rights for Tiger Stadium. Jeremy Fontana. Remember Trevor Story from Colorado Rockies was supposed to be on the LSU roster? Dude, when you start to think about the number of guys that LSU signed that never showed up. I mean, and this happens everywhere, by the way, but it's, that's the balancing act in recruiting. Trevor Story, Delino DeShields Jr., Cam Bedrosian, Steve Bedrosian's son, Zach Lee. Who am I missing? Oh God, big kid, power bat for the Rangers. Why am I blanking? Tells you how much Rangers baseball I watch. Oh God. Anyway, it'll hit me. One of you pointed out. Yeah, there's a lot. Let's see. Thomas Dale Chapman, high school won't let you play travel ball, but a lot of those guys, even if it's not travel ball, they play like all-star circuits and stuff like that. Like Marceau went and pitched for Team USA. Like that happens. Sam Dixon, the huddle has been overrun and ruined by posters from T-Rant, Build the Wall. Sam, I'm actually with you on that. Like I wish there was something we could do about it, because it's not. And the thing that this is, I'll tell you this candidly about it, and this only affects a few number of people who actually go read the huddle during the shows or anything. The thing that's unfortunate about it is because so much of that vibe is in there now, it's just negative, it's vulgar, like it shrinks the pool even more because people like you won't want to go in there and participate because that's all that's there. And I think it is ruining the platform. Because it's hard to scale that. It's hard to make that an inclusive place to tell people to go participate when there's people just vulgar and it's bad. I agree with you. Like it's bad. I don't know what we can do about that. Because if you like anybody's savvy enough, if you block somebody, you're savvy enough to just go like uninstall, reinstall the app, and you have a new username and you're posting again. So I don't know. My strategy has just been ignore it. I just ignore it. Stephen Miller, Duggard said this AM on OTB. Duggard. May not know the possibility, the difference between sore and injured. That's Duggar. Doug Thompson. Anthony Renato said that. It's interesting how you hear that, right? Renato said the same thing on my show last week. He said there's a difference between being sore and being injured. And young pitchers maybe don't know their body yet. I think every pitcher ever would tell you that they never felt 100%. Let's see, Brian Arsenault, good morning. Brian Myers, Boyer DeReese, good morning. Get shout out to Brock, y'all, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Maybe some of these guys with shoulder and elbow issues could go see our friends at Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Although they do, because Dr. Fields is the LSU team doctor, and he is a Brock doc. You guessed it. Remember, if you're in Livingston, they've got the Walker location, I-12, exit Walker, go to the right. Inside of the lake, about half a mile down on the right, is the Brock Clinic there in Livingston. So for all y'all out in Livingston Parish, they got you covered. Devin Kelly, good morning. Let's see, Brian Wynn, Maddox, Smoltz, and Glavin have all said whenever they had arm soreness, pitching coach Leo Mazzoni would toss them a ball and let them go throw. There are different... There are a lot of different methodologies, and some are to throw through the soreness. I guess it's not that dissimilar from like if you work out and you tear up like if you're doing chest and you just shred the chest muscles, like you're gonna be sore the next day. And a lot of times the best thing to do is to stretch, is to move, is to get blood flow through there. Yeah. Anyway, Devin Kelly, Cole Henry needs to nut up. This is ridiculous. All this time out over a little arm soreness. I've withheld judgment until now. At some point, you have to take ibuprofen, go lace them up for your teammates, fans, and coaches. In part, I understand what you're saying. The other part is the kid's got a future. He's got a very bright future, and he's not going to ruin it, Ella, train wreck year and heartbreak year. Not over though, Ella, and I'll put it to you this way. And we have seen this happen before with some teams that were, had injuries and and because they had injuries, their resume wasn't great, but they got healthy toward the postseason. They made a run. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens with this team. And these are ifs, if you get Cole Henry back, and if you get Jaden Hill back, and and if you get anything out of Nick Storrs and the rest of your lineup continues to develop the way Duga has, the way Saul Garza has, like you're looking now more like the team everyone thought you would be at the beginning of the season when you're preseason number one than you have at any point this year. And maybe that means you're a 2 seed in a regional on the road and you go to Texas Tech, or you travel for regional. Even if that happens, could you go on the road and win a weekend? I mean, I think you can. Like as a 2, can you beat a 3 seed somewhere? Like, can you beat Southeastern? Yeah. And then you go play the marble game against, the Big 12 opponent, whoever it is, it's the regional host site. Like, if Henry's healthy, like, can you win that game with Cole Henry? Sure you can. Then if you come back in game 3 and you got either Mikhail Hilliard or Eric Walker, whichever one, or like, can you win that one? Yeah. I mean, can you go win a weekend? Yeah. I mean, that team can do that. So, like, I wouldn't be... But again, this is all contingent just on LSU getting healthy. And if they get healthy, then I think they could make a run in the postseason. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to deny there's talent on this team. Like, we know Cole Henry can pitch. We know at his best Eric Walker's really good. We know Hilliard and Hill are all guys that are options. Fontenot's been great in the bullpen. If Hess does stay back in the bullpen, that's another option. Like, we know Todd Peterson can throw gas out of the bullpen. You've got bridge guys like Beck and like Vetmeyer. I mean, you've got the arms to do it, and then Smith and Watson, Duplantis and Reed and Cabrera, and now Beloso and Garza and Duga have come along. Like, you've got guys. Like, you've got a squad that, if healthy and playing well, can make a run. It's just, can they get healthy and make a run? That's what you don't know. So anyway, Brian, Matt, question: is there same number ratio of pitchers with soreness that take high school to pro route versus high school to college? I don't know that. That's a good question. I just don't have the answer. I'll see if I can find it, though. Mark Demelin, good morning. Matthew, are you and Terrio going to talk Gosman getting suspended? Sure, we can talk about that. We all know how much you love the unwritten rules of baseball. For those that missed it, Gosman threw at Jose Urena because Urena threw at... Who did he throw at last? I think it was last year. Did it go back to last year? Anyway... So Gosman threw behind him and got tossed in the game, so he got a five game suspension, which really means 1 start. But hi. Uh-oh. Elmo. Gallo, thank you. Joey Gallo, thank you. Thank you, Jared Klein, Peter. What, Drew? A big truck. I love you. Ella Revere. By the way, Matt, I still haven't recovered from Matt Flynn saying my name on your draft show. That was definitely a memory for so many reasons. I love it. There you go, Ella. Matt's a good dude too, man. Very, very down to earth, humble, really good guy. He really is a good guy. Good husband, good dad, just good guy. Stephen Miller, this year. Hey, Madru. I don't think 18 SEC wins get you first day bye in the tourney. 18 probably lands you a 5 seed and play Tuesday. Not sure LSU has enough pitching to make a run in the tourney this year. Depends if they're healthy, bro. Now, you got to remind me, because I thought Tuesday, you just had 2 games on Tuesday. Like the last 4 in play single elimination on Tuesday. I need to go refamiliarize myself with the format. I thought Tuesday, because they never played on Tuesday before until, if you remember, in 2011, LSU with an RPI of 23 or whatever got left out of regionals because they didn't make the SEC tournament. What?
It's good to see you.
It's good to see you. I need to go back and familiarize myself with the tournament format again. But I thought Tuesday just 4 teams played on Tuesday, and then the top 4 got the bye on Wednesday, and they didn't play the Thursday. Then everybody else played Wednesday, including the 2 winners of the Tuesday games. I thought that was it. Maybe I'm wrong. I gotta go look at the format again. Happy birthday to you. Let's see. Irfan, so many ifs. For sure. That's absolutely valid. But I also don't think that they're unrealistic. Like, is it unrealistic to think you get Cole Henry back at some point? Paul Mainieri told me last week their target was to have Jaden Hill available for the SEC tournament. I mean, is it I don't think either of those are unrealistic. You know, remember a lot of the guys who had soreness have come back and pitched. Like Marceau had soreness, he's come back and pitched. What? Catherine, come please. You will see Catherine today at Abilities. Let's see. AJ Holland, what's the Relatives Fence Company? I want to give a call today. Cool. AJ, do me a favor. That's my brother-in-law, Jeff. It's Ascension Fence and Deck. Do me a favor. Shoot me a message here, and I'll give you his contact and call him directly. If you would. Just shoot me a private message. I'll give you his contact. And if any of y'all need fencing, decking, outdoor kitchens, concrete, any of that stuff, Ascension Fence and Deck. This is my brother-in-law's company. Does awesome work. Y'all holler at me. I'd be happy to hook y'all up. Brandon Furot, good morning. Let's see. Henry Hilliard, Paul, don't sign a picture if the name starts with an H. Mark Landry. Okay, this year it's 4 games. 6, 11, 7, 10, 8, 9, 5, 12. That's all on Tuesday. 4 games on Tuesday. Ooh. That don't make no sense. Okay. It's not 4 teams, 4 games playing on Tuesday. No, that ain't right. Because what about the 13 and the 14? Like all 14 teams make the bottom 2 don't. You're right. I thought all 14 made the baseball tournament. Am I getting discombobulated with basketball? I gotta go. Wednesday, those winners play the 1 through 4 seeds. So the top 4. Okay, so the top 4 get the bye on Tuesday, and the last 2 teams in the SEC don't make the tournament. Oh, that's right. Okay, so they didn't put every team in the tournament. They expanded the tournament from. What was it? It was 8 or 10, and they expanded it to 12. Got it. Yeah. Bottom 2 are out. Okay. Why did I forget that? All right, we're at the end of the comments. Y'all have an awesome day. Again, shout out to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Riot Podcast today. Yours truly, Terrio, on the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge page. Y'all watch, share. If you have questions, stuff you want us to discuss, fire away. Please share this post if you've not done so yet. Please like the Brock page, which is tagged in this post. Locked On Podcast, Riot Podcast, AFR today. We'll talk today to Justin Hardy of the New Orleans Saints. Tomorrow, Wednesday, Ted Ginn of the Saints joins AFR. Fineswald talking beer today. Looking forward to it. All right, let's say bye to Drew, and then we will be done with a Tuesday edition of Dad's Show. Hey, Drew. Drew. Well, you have to tell him bye. Look. Drew. Hey. Hey, crazy. Can you say bye, Dad Show?
Bye, Dad Show.
Bye, Dad Show.
Mwah.
You blew him a kiss? Blow him a kiss.
Mwah.
Oh, that's very sweet. Okay. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye. See you later.